there are going to be major changes coming to the Miami Heat. You heard Bam Adebayo say the man with the silver hair, Pat Riley. Now, I know a lot of people are questioning that, but this all starts with Bam Adebayo as the leader. There's a lot of people that want him traded. There's a lot of people that want to build around him. Let's get into the Dan Le Batard show, because I think they are going to highlight great points about Bam Adebayo, the future of the Miami Heat, and Bam's aggression and his leadership. Let's get into the video.
Jimmy has burnt through in Minnesota and Philadelphia and here an assortment of Ben Simmonses and Andrew Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns, where he's more what? He's a better player, but more of a bleep hole as well, wherever the alpha is. He gets to Miami, and now we see what's played out over the last, 6 months. And it is revealed to all of us that if you give the ball to Tyler Hero, he'll be an all-star and he'll get better, and that's what your team will look like. And revealed to all, like, oh, that's where Bam's limits are. None of those guys will carry you to anything. We didn't think Jimmy would. But Jimmy burned through and I want you to explain sort of what's happening there with competition, with toughness and crazy people about competition, where Jimmy's burning through a line of teammates to get to something higher and revealing in his wake, oh, I don't think Karl Anthony Towns is as tough as he needs to be, or Wiggins is as tough as he needs to be, or Simmons is as tough as he needs to be, or Bam is as tough as he needs to be.
But he was right. That's the thing. In the moment, everyone's like, oh, what a jerk, get him out of here. But at the end of it, we look back and maybe Bam's got an opportunity to change that perception. But all those other names, you look back and say, oh, he was 100% on point. These guys weren't tough enough.
Bam doesn't have the ability to change that perception. Bam is now a formed player. This is the best Bam will be.
It's not about being a better player. It's about a level of toughness and leadership that is expected and needed from him. That was the thing that was surprising me last night as I sat there and I watched every second of that awful.
Or Spo saying afterward, we showed resilience and character.
So one thing about Jimmy Butler, he's going to challenge you if you're soft. I know a lot of people thought that Tyler and Jimmy Butler had beef. When think about it, Tyler Hero came out pretty much saying that they can't win without Jimmy Butler. They need Jimmy Butler. To be honest, I think that Bam and Jimmy have some real beef. I mean, when he came back to Miami, bro, they wouldn't even look at each other, acknowledge each other, nothing. My thing about Bam is, listen, if you're going to be the franchise guy, if you're going to be the leader, you don't necessarily have to always be the best player. And it's not about him averaging 30 points a game, but it's about the aggression and it's about the leadership. If you know that you need to take this advantage of the mismatch, take advantage of the mismatch. There's no excuse. There's no excuse, especially in that game last night and the whole series with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I understand it's easier said than done, but bro, Bam, you got to attack Mobley. You got to attack Jared Allen. Get to the free throw line. At least put them in some type of foul trouble, something. And I always say this. This Miami Heat team failed Jimmy and Bam. They failed Bam not only because they refused to put a big man next to him when he's been telling them that he's not a 5. Okay, and then also, too, when it comes to roster construction. We've had terrible roster construction around Jimmy and Bam. I know a lot of things didn't go our way. We were injured and a lot of things. But at the end of the day, they failed to build a proper roster all as well when all these other teams in the East and the West were continuing to get better. Heat culture and undrafted guys and two-way guys can only get you so far. Are they going to give you good games every now and then and play well above their means? Every once in a while. But you can't count on that to win championships, especially when we've never done that in the past. We had the big three and high-level role players, Rashad Lewis, Shane Battier, Birdman Anderson, and the list goes on. So once again, when it comes to this Miami Heat team and Bam Adebayo, because this is going to be a Bam episode, just like how we cooked Tyler Hero on the defensive end, as a max player, Bam Adebayo has to be held accountable on the offensive end. Sometimes he's not even looking at the rim. He's not, bro. And this also comes down to the offense. You have Eric Spoelstra that's predicating the offense off a dribble handoff. No, Bam Adebayo is an Olympian and an all-star. This offense needs to be running through your best players at all times. I'm not saying he can't set picks. I'm not saying he can't get guys, involved. But you cannot allow Bam Adebayo to not even look at the rim, not going to the free throw line, not testing these other bigs on the defensive end. No. You have to hold Bam Adebayo accountable. We heard Pat Riley. He should be getting up at least 15 shots a game or more, and I 110% agree. There's no excuse to let Bam off the hook, and he's getting paid at the max. Especially when you know that Jimmy Butler will challenge soft players. And I'm not saying that Bam is soft, but you cannot allow Bam just to be out there and do dribble handoffs and pick and rolls. No. So I'm not saying that Bam needs to be traded. However, if you're going to build this team with him, you need to tell him, listen, this is your clear-cut role. I'm going to need you to play elite defense, but then also, too, you're going to have to be more aggressive on the offensive side. It's not about 30 and 40 points. It's about being aggressive, and it's about being engaged. That's the biggest thing. And then also, too, you need to build the roster properly. Get point-of-attack defenders so that Bam doesn't have to do everything, and also get a playmaker and another scorer to help Tyler Hero. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, and thank you for all the support.